Hi, hello, and welcome to day 4 of the UPLIFT Healthy Lifestyle 7-Day Self-Love Challenge. So if you've been staying with me so far, we've worked through believing in ourselves, through connecting with ourselves, through accepting ourselves, and today on day 4, focusing on forgiving ourselves. Today's flow, the yoga flow, is all about opening through the heart center, creating room for gratitude and compassion, and of course the release of, whatever you might be feeling that you feel you might need forgiveness for. So today's practice, you will likely want at least one block, a yoga strap, and a blanket. So we've got some different things that we'll be working through today to help open up through our heart center. And then a nice, soft, restorative, restful Shavasana before we get into a guided meditation with loving kindness. So let us begin. Joining me today in a seated position, whatever comfortable position that is for you. If you want to be on a block, crisscross applesauce, kneeling, what have you. We're simply taking the gaze to the floor or closing the eyes and starting to connect with our breath. Noticing the energy of each inhale and the release of the energy with each exhale. Take a moment and connect with any feelings you might have within your heart center, whatever might be sitting here, perhaps any heavy feelings that you can imagine being released as we open up through that heart center today. On your first inhale here, take a deep inhale up, reach those arms up overhead, feel grounded through the sit bones. That energy rises up the body, the arms, the fingertips, heart lifting, and then hands through center. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching. Exhale, hands through center one more time, inhaling up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Now we're lifting the arms up, finding a nice side stretch. Right hand drops, left hand reaches, grounding through that sit bone, feeling the stretch from the hip through the shoulder to the fingertips. Inhale, both arms up. Left hand drops, right hand reaches. Sit bones grounding, hip, shoulder, fingertip, nice stretch. Inhale, both arms up. Now twisting to the right, so the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind, gently looking over that shoulder. Releasing both arms up and twisting to the left now. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. And release. All right, meet me in tabletop pose. Hands and knees, hips stack over the knees, shoulders over the wrists, the fingers are spread wide. Cat-cow here, so we're going to let the belly drip down, lift up the gaze, and then exhale, round the back. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rounding down. One more time. Come back to a neutral spine here. Let's thread the needle. Ground in through that right hand. The left arm reaches up. Slide it under that right arm. Shoulder to the mat. Right arm slides forward and the hips start to shift to the left. Deep inhale here. Full exhale. Feel the expansion through the back of the shoulder, the back of that heart center. Slide that right hand back to center. Left arm reaches up and then back down to the mat. Right hand reaches up, slide it under the left shoulder down. Left hand slides forward and the hip shift to the right. Noticing again the back of that shoulder opening, getting into that back of that heart center. Slide that left hand back, right arm lifts up high and then back down to the mat. Pull that navel upward here as we create a nice, strong, stable core. Left leg is going to extend behind you. Take it across that right foot, plant the toes down, look over that right shoulder. So now we're side stretching from the heel of that left side all the way up into that left shoulder. Return to center, leg high. That leg carries all the way over to plant perpendicular to our body. The arms sweep up here, and let's find a nice gate pose. So now stretching from the knee up to the fingertips here. Circle it down, hands plant, knee comes back into starting position. Engaged core, right leg extends out now. Cross it over, plant the toes, look over that left shoulder. Back to center, lift it high and then carry it all the way over, perpendicular. Arms sweep up. Right hand drops as that left arm reaches. And then circle it down back into our tabletop. Tuck the toes under here, hover into the knees, create a few crouches here, forward and back, and then simply step to a forward fold, softening the torso down. Hands to the shins here, lengthen through the spine, the belly draws up, and then root to rise. Hands to the heart. Nice work. All right, so getting into a standing flow here. Inhale the arms up. Hands through center. Bend the knees into your forward fold. Halfway lift. Lengthening, plant the hands, step that left foot back first. Knee down, low lunge. Press into that front foot, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach high, the belly pulls in. Drop that right arm, reach with the left, another side stretch here. So all these side stretches, getting into the side of the heart center. When we get into the back of the heart center, not just simply the front of the chest. Take this left arm down, low lunge twist, right arm flies. Try to keep that front knee stacked over the ankle here. Circle the arm behind you. Take it into a runner's lunge and then step into your plank pose. From plank pose, simply shift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Lengthen through the spine here. Bend the knees, couple of crouches just like before. And then look at the hand step forward to your fold. Hands to the shins. Forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins. This time plant the hands and that right foot steps back. Coming into that low lunge. From here, press into that front foot, Anjaneyasana. Reaching up to the skies, that belly pulls in. Now drop that left arm, right arm reaches. That nice side stretch here from the knee to the hip and the shoulder to the fingertips. And then take it down. Low lunge twist. Left arm flies. Right hand is planted. Left arm is reaching. Circle it down. Step into your plank pose. Plank pose. Shift the hips back into your downward facing dog. Crouching through the knees.
We'll pause here in downward facing dog. Those knees can be slightly bent. Press into the hands, lift the hips high, maybe the heels descend. Now pivot those knees, and so the knees will turn to your right as the heels pivot to the left. That right hand is going to sweep back behind you, and then you'll straighten the legs into a version of a side plank here, where we're really stretching through the upper body. And then bend the knees, that arm comes down, stretch it back up. Bend the knees and stretch it up. Take it down to your full plank, hip shift back, down dog. Couple of crouches here, full down dog. Now pivot the knees to the left, heels to the right, same thing on this side. We take that left arm down, shoot it up as we straighten the legs, bend the knees, arm down, straighten the legs, arm up. So we're really looking to stretch through that upper body into that shoulder. Here we go. Take it into your full plank pose. Hip shift back, downward facing dog. Nice work here. All right, bend the knees. Look at the hands, step forward to fold. Hands to the shins, halfway lift, and then root to rise from here. Nice work. All right, so if you've got your strap or a belt, some kind of a long object here that you can use, we're going to get into our shoulders a little bit. Mine's looped here, so I'm going to unloop it. So I have a nice long strap. So the hands on the strap, wider than the shoulders, and you can play with the distance depending on what you need. If you have a hard time with the hands closer together, extend them wider so you have more room to play with. We're working with the shoulders here. Hands wide on the strap. Reach the hands up high. Feel the tension as each arm pulls in its own direction on that strap, and then circle the arms behind you. This is where having wider hands may make it easier. The hands circle behind, and then we bring the strap down. Now, bring it back up, and then forward in front of the hips. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Let's do two more. Up and down, up and down. So that's one. We'll go through one more time as the final. Nice job. Release the strap down. Now coming into Tadasana, feet under the hips here. Gauge up through those legs, the shoulders circle back. Bring the hands behind the back, clasp the fingers. The shoulders opening, the shoulder blades squeezing together behind you as you take those hands down. Let the chest lift upwards, the gaze goes with it. Now bend the knees, come into that yoga mudra, forward fold. The arms may lift off the back. If they don't, you're simply taking those arms and reaching them to the wall behind you. If you can keep the fists together, the palms together, it'll help protect the joints. It does make it more challenging though. Breathing here. Release the arms down. Dangle here for a moment. Then hands to the shins, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step to your plank. Plank pose right into downward facing dog. Shift those hips nice and high. Press into the hands. Feel that heart open here. Fly that left leg. Pull the knee into the chest. Squeeze it up. Step the foot between the hands. Setting up for warrior one here. That back foot might need to step a little closer to you. The feet are standing on railroad tracks. Front knee bends and the arms rise up. So warrior one here. This
Left hip is drawing back, the right hip is pressing forward. The arms are reaching high. Nice strong core. Now take the arms behind you. Create that yoga mudra once again. The arms reach down, the shoulders opening up in the front, squeezing together in the back. Taking this torso down into a humble warrior. So bringing it to the inside of this front leg, being mindful that this left hip isn't shooting out to create space. We want to keep drawing that hip in to the midline. That back heel, try to keep pressing it down. If that's not working, you're welcome to lift it up for more of a crescent pose. So we're here, nice and strong. Breathing. Try to soften the head. Coming up here, release the hands down to the mat. Step into your plank pose. From plank right into your downward facing dog. Fly that right leg now. Knee into the chest, foot between the hands, setting up that warrior one on this side. Nice and strong. Belly's pulling in here. Bring the hands behind the back. Shoulders circle up, back, and down as that fist package works its way down your back. Shoulder blades squeeze together. Now remember, this right hip is going to stay pulling in towards the midline. We're not trying to shoot it out as we find our humble warrior here. Hinge at the hips, taking the torso to the inside of this front thigh. Pull that right hip in. Trying to soften the neck and shoulders. Breathing. Come up slightly, release the hands, hands to the mat. Step to your plank. Take it right up into your downward facing dog. Cleansing breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. Full exhale through the mouth. And then come down to your knees. Sway the hips from side to side here if that feels all right. And then let's come on to our bellies. As you move to your bellies, make sure you've got a block, just one, so we can work through another exercise to help create a little bit of strength into our upper body. So let's start in just a simple crocodile pose. The hands pancake on top of each other, the forehead on top of the stack. Deep inhale here. Full exhale. Once more. All right. So we've got swimming locust. We've got the block here, so we're going to actually swim the arms in our locust pose. The arms will swim back and forth. The block will change hands. So it helps to create strength in the body and the back body. We'll begin with the arms outstretched here. Snuggle those legs and feet right in next to each other. So with locust pose, the feet lift up, the upper body starts to lift up, okay? Then with the swimming part, we take the block in one hand as we swim both arms back. Change hands. The block comes forward. Mind the wall. And if you need to come down, you can. If you can stay lifted, keep moving. Swim it back. Change hands. Swim it forward. Swim it back. Change hands. Swim it forward. Changing the block behind you so that each arm gets a full pass. So we're going to try that 5 passes on each side, 5 complete passes on each side. So now that you've seen the demo, get your legs situated, the block in front of you. And if you don't have a block, you can go through the motions without having the block. All right, inhaling, lifting feet, torso with the block. Take the block behind you in one hand. Change and bring the block forward. if I don't knock something over in this room. Take it back behind and forward. Take it back behind, change, and forward. The feet the whole while are squeezing towards each other as much as you can. They're going to want to separate, but try to keep squeezing them. Your upper body's going to get tired. Rest if you need to, but try to keep it lifted tall. Let's do 2 more here. Nice work. Come down to that crocodile pose. Deep inhale. Full exhale. All right. We've done the work on the back body. We're going to do one not gentle, but a more simpler exercise for our core, coming up into our Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, the legs stay snuggled together. Let those pinky toes start to spiral open. Forearms are parallel to each other with the elbows under the shoulders. Circle shoulders up, back, and down. Reach that chest forward. Neck is long. Belly button's pulling up into the spine, and the tailbone energetically is working towards your heels. There's a lot going on in this pose. We're going to add to it. We're going to do some Sphinx Roll-Ups, which is going to help activate through our core a little bit. Create a little bit of energy through the midsection that helps create some positive fire for our heart center. So Sphinx Roll-Ups, you pull that navel up, up, up. As you do so, it continues moving until you lift your thighs off the mat. The feet stay pressing, the forearms stay pressing. Holding 3, 2, 1, soften down. We've got 4 more of those. Belly button pulls, 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 holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, soften down. Here we go. When you're ready. Belly button pulls, pulls, pulls. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften down. All right, we've got just 2 more. Belly button pulls, pulls, pulls. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften. Deep inhale. Stay with me. Here we go. Last one. Belly button pulls, pulls, pulls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften all the way down into a crocodile pose. Nice work. Ooh, you can feel that energy moving through now. Bring the hands under your shoulders very slowly. Make your way up through table. You're welcome to sway those hips. Come into whatever dynamic movement feels good. And if you've got a block, we'll take, you can have just the one block. If you've got 2, we'll take 2. The blocks come on either side of your feet for dancing camel. So with dancing camel, you're up in this high kneel. So we're high on our knees. The legs are about hip width apart here. Option for the tops of the feet to be pressing down, or you can tuck those toes. So whichever feels good in your body. The blocks, if you choose to use them, are right on the outside of those ankles. And if you're using 2, 1 on each side. If you're using 1, you could do a similar thing with that swimming locust and switch the block from side to side. So dancing camel. It's a dynamic moving camel pose. So we're going to start by taking our left hand to that left block or heel or ankle, what have you. While we do so, the right arm sweeps up. The hips are pressing forward. The heart center is lifting up. And then we shift it down. The hips shift down and back. The right arm sweeps. The left arm comes forward. And we take it up. Hips forward, heart center up. And change. Sweeping the arms and then lifting. Sweeping the arms and then lifting. Let's find a few more here. Sweep and lift. Sweep and lift. And we started on that left side, so we want to be sure to finish on the right side just to keep things even. We'll do one more here on each side. Here's left, here's right, and back to center. I'm going to come down into a lower kneel here, and you have an option to sit on your blocks if you don't find it comfortable to just sit on your feet or on your heels. So whatever's comfortable there. As we come into an eagle arm flow, once again opening through the back of that heart center. So I'm going to stay high on my toes here. It's just a little more comfortable for me today. The arms extend wide. Let's start by taking that right arm over the top as we cross at the elbows, back of the hands touch, maybe the wrists cross. So eagle arms. Deep inhale as you start to gently lift those arms up. The gaze goes with it. And as you exhale, the elbows start to come down, down, rounding the back, elbows pulling into your belly. Inhaling, coming up, up, up. Nice long inhale. And then exhale back down. Again, inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more. Coming back to center here. Release the arms nice and wide. Feel a stretch in through those shoulders into that heart center in the front of the body. Now our left arm crosses over the top. Elbows cross, back of the hands touch, maybe the wrists cross. So same thing, deep inhale, lifting up, up, up. Full exhale, pulling down, 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 rounding the back, pulling the chin down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do two more here. Last one, inhaling, reaching up, up, up. Exhale, down, down, down. And coming back to center, unwrap the arms nice and slow. Bring those hands down. Nice work today. We're moving into our final resting pose today. We'll use a blanket here. So if you have a towel or something that can be rolled up without being too bulky, my blanket here is probably a little too high for what I'd like to do. So I'm going to open it up and roll it into a little bit of a smaller roll here. So I'm going to place this roll perpendicular to my mat, and that's actually going to be where the middle of my chest is going to lay over the top of that. So as I come down over this prop, I can gauge the proper position by extending my arms out, and this prop should shoot out right on for my armpits, and then lay the head down. So if you have a prop that has made your chest lift so high that it's uncomfortable on the neck, you can find another prop to place under, maybe a block or another small blanket. So depending on how you feel. Keeping the arms outstretched here. The legs can be extended long, or you can even find a constructive rest with the feet wide and the knees together here. It changes the intensity of the stretch as well. So just a nice passive resting pose here. We'll stay here for several breaths. Each inhale, creating more space within the energetic body, and each exhale, releasing any negative energy. Let's take one more deep inhale here. Nice full exhale. As you move, be very mindful. Move slowly. Start to roll the knees to one side. If you need to move that prop out of the way and come down to the floor for just a minute, just be mindful of what your body needs before you come up to sit. As we come up to sit, we're preparing for a guided meditation here. A loving kindness meditation really taps into that heart center and sharing love with ourselves and outwardly with others. So coming into any comfortable seated position. Of course, if you haven't moved yet, you want to stay in that supported fish pose, you're more than welcome to. But being comfortable, whatever that position is. At each of our key points in the meditation, you're going to share the phrases of loving kindness. The phrases of loving kindness are, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be at peace. We'll recite them together at each point, but there will be some repetition there. Take a deep inhale here. Full exhale. The eyes are to the floor or closed. Connect with that breath. Now, bring to mind an image of yourself. You can see yourself as you are today, or maybe visualizing yourself as a young child. As you hold that image of yourself compassionately, send the phrases of loving kindness to yourself. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. Now taking that energy from the inside and moving it outwards, calling to mind someone who has supported you. It could be a teacher, a mentor, family member, or friend, maybe a spiritual guide. See this person clearly in your mind and send them the phrases of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. And now, bring to mind someone you love and care for. It could be a partner, spouse, a child, a parent, a dear friend. See this person clearly in your mind and send them the phrases of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. And moving on now to someone who's more of a neutral person in your life. It could just be, excuse me, someone who you don't have any strong feelings for necessarily. Maybe not even someone that you like or dislike. It's fairly neutral. Could be someone at the grocery store, someone in your neighborhood, or at your local coffee shop. And you may not even know their name or anything about them. But picture this neutral person clearly in your mind and send them the phrases of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. And finally, bringing to mind all beings everywhere, visualizing the world, or even more your local community, but people near and far, maybe even bringing in the animals and the plants. All beings everywhere, send them the phrases of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. Stay here for a few moments, feeling that loving kindness radiating from you and outward into the world. And when you are ready, turning to your journal prompt for today, creating space in that heart center with gratitude and compassion. Taking this time for yourself, knowing that it is an act of self-love. And then come back tomorrow. Join us for day 5 of the 7-day self-love challenge, where we practice being kind to ourselves. With peace, love, and gratitude, namaste.